What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. Out here in the yard today, and I'm going to show you all how to do a simple installation on your motor for something that is very, very useful, and that is a Mercury Vessel View. Now, this thing is really cool. You can pull it up on your phone. You can look at your RPMs. You can look at codes. You can do just a ton of different things on it. So it's a very useful item to have if you have a Mercury Pro XS. And I'm just going to show you all how to install this thing really quick. It is super easy, and there is no reason to ever take your boat to a shop or anything if you want to get this installed. This is something you can do in your backyard in a few minutes, and it's just, like I said, it's super simple. So we're going to get into it right now. I'm going to show you all how to install this thing, and man, it's going to take like 5 minutes. So let's get into it. All right, so right here behind me, like I said, this is a 2014 Mercury Pro XS, and I think this Mercury Vessel View pretty much hooks up on all of them the same, you know, no matter what horsepower you have. And what you have here is, once you take your motor cover off, you have a side plate. So this is just a side plate that covers all of your, you know, your different wires, your starter, has a bunch of different things underneath of it, your wiring harness, and that's where the Vessel View actually plugs into. So we're gonna get this side cover taken off. I'm gonna show you all what's underneath, and I'm gonna show you the simple installation of this Vessel View, because like I said, it's just a pigtail that comes off the main harness, and it's super easy to install. So let's go ahead and let's get this side plate off. All right, so here's a side plate that's on the motor, and as you can see here, what you have is you just have some rubber grommets, and basically there's pins underneath that these rubber grommets slide on top of, and that's what keeps this side plate in place. So all you have to do is grab the side plate, pull it off, and pop it off these rubber grommets, and then the plate comes right off. It is very easy, so we're going to go ahead and get that done right now. But I just wanted to show you all what basically holds it on, and that's just no screws, no bolts or anything like that. It just uses these rubber grommets, and then you have your top cover here, and this side plate goes up underneath of it. So let's get this thing off. All right, so I did put on a pair of gloves. The side of this side plate can be kind of sharp. I have cut my hand on this before, so be careful. Put on some sort of gloves. It does take a little bit of pressure to pop this side plate off these grommets, but you just kind of want to get up underneath here and get this thing moving, and get your hand up under here and get that side plate off here. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. And see, it pops off just like that. So there we go. That's the side plate. We got that bad boy off. We're going to throw this up here on the back of the boat, and I'm going to show you all the harness that this Vessel View goes on. You know, I call it the Vessel View. This says SmartCraft Connect, but you know, Mercury Vessel View, whatever you want to call it. But this thing is really cool. So we're going to get it plugged in now, and I'm going to show you all exactly where it goes. And like I said, it's super simple. All right, so here's a close-up of the side of the motor. You have your main harness right here. Then you have this other harness right here that comes off. It has a little tag on it. But if you notice, it has this pigtail that comes out of this harness right here, and it's just hanging there with a cap on it, and it says terminator. So all terminator is it just means that this is going to nothing. So what you want to do, you want to pop that off, and like I said, that's literally just a cap. And then now you have your you know, your pin connector right here, and you plug it into that. So let's get the Vessel View out of the box and plug it into that. You can keep this if you want to, but once you have the Vessel View in, you'll probably never use it again, but that's completely up to y'all. But like I said, you have this harness right here, the smaller little harness, and this wire loom, and you have this one pigtail that comes out of it, and it says terminator on the end of the cap right there, and that's where it plugs into. So let's get this thing out of the box and get it plugged in. All right, so I just pulled the Vessel View out of the box, and as you can see, it has a plug here on the end that matches up with the plug on this pigtail that comes off this harness of your motor. And it's so simple. All you do is take it, put it right there, and push it until it snaps. It makes a click. That way you know you're in there good, And I mean, that literally is it. Now, as far as how you want to mount your Vessel View, that's completely up to you. Now, you can mount it on your side cover. You can take it and put it down, kind of stuff it down in the side of your motor, you know, underneath there, wherever you can get it. That's completely up to you. But I like to mount mine on the side plate. So I'm going to put my side plate on, and then I'm going to put this on the side with tie wrap. So I'm going to show you all that right here in a second, and then we're going to connect to it with our Bluetooth app to make sure everything is working correctly, and then we'll be done with the installation. All right, so now that we have our Vessel View plugged up, we're going to go ahead and get our side plate back on. And the side plate goes back on. You have to be careful. You just want to make sure that these holes right here, that these grommets go over, that you get them over the pieces that they slide onto. So what I like to do, take your Vessel View, kind of pull it out away towards the back of the motor, and go ahead and get your cover back on there. So we're going to get these grommets where they go. It can be a little bit difficult sometimes getting it up there. You got to get everything lined up. I'll make sure this plug gets over here. All right, that one's in. Let's see, here we go. There we go. Side plate back on. Very, very simple to do. So we have the Vessel View hanging off right here, and this plug is coming out, kind of out the side right here. And what you want to do, I want to push that plug back in there, but I'm going to mount my Vessel View right here on the side of the motor. So I'm going to bring the camera right here and show you all that close up right there. So I'm going to mount it right here where this little vent is on the side. So let's get these tie wraps that came with the Vessel View. So they came with some tie wraps, and we're going to get that up there. So that'll be held out of the way. And we should be able to put our motor, our cowling, over top of it without an issue. So let's make sure of that. All right, so we're gonna run through here, right there, and then we're gonna take another one and just wrap around the Vessel View itself. Not sure if the ones they sent are long enough for that. I believe they are. So, like I said, just using these tie wraps right here. We're gonna get this, run this through the bottom. Get this out. I'm trying not to get in the way of the camera if I can help it, but now I'm going to take this tie wrap, and this is basically going to keep it straight up and down right here. So we're going to get our pliers and cut that, and we're going to get this wire pushed down up underneath here out of the way. You don't want nothing in the way of getting your cowling on, and you don't want this wire or anything to like rub. You don't want that. So all right, so we got everything pushed out of the way. Let's get our pliers. Let's cut off these tie wraps. Let's make sure our cowling fits on there like we should, and then we're going to hook up our app, our Mercury Vessel View app, to this, and just make sure everything works right. So let's get some pliers. All right, so before we put the cover back on, I just want to make sure that this is working correctly. So I have the Mercury Vessel View app downloaded, and you download that off of the Apple Store or Google Play Store, wherever. And it says scan for devices. So it's scanned for device, and then you hit connect. So this is a brand new unit right here. So it's scanning for devices. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is, in order to be able to scan for your device, you have to have your key on. So let me cut my key on. That is one thing I forgot. So you want to turn your key on, and that puts power to this device right here. So it found it. Now it says connecting to module. I hope y'all can see that right there. All right, so it just connected to the module. You can see right here it says 0 RPM, 0 gallons of fuel. This is a brand new unit, so I have to, you know, add all that info in there. But there you go, Mercury Vessel View. It is working correctly, so we're hooked up. So that is good. Now we just have to make sure our cover fits on like it's supposed to, or our cowling. And as long as that does, we are in good shape. So let's get that on and make sure we're good to go, and we can get out on the water tomorrow and go fishing. All right, well, motor cover went on perfect. We're good to go. So that was a quick, easy video on how to install the Mercury Vessel View. It is so easy. Like I said, do this yourself. Do not take your motor to a shop to get it done. There are instructions online as well, so be sure to check your instructions for your application, whatever motor you have, before you do this installation. But like I said, super simple. Once you get it done, download the app. Make sure your wires and your module are out of the way of anything. You don't want it to be around anything that can move, turn, or it could rub on. Make sure you don't have it, you know, up against anything like that. And it's really cool to be able to look at your RPMs. If you're trying different props, you can see your hours and all of that. So like I said, Mercury Vessel View or the SmartCraft module, whatever you want to call it, but super easy install. So I hope I helped you out if you were trying to do this. I appreciate it. Go check out some of my videos where I'm on the water fishing, and I will see you next time on Gunfish TV.